So Christina, thanks for calling.
I tried to drag that out as long as I could because.
So what do you think about all that? What do you think, Christine? Agree, disagree?
Are you Christine Champion?
Yeah, I am.
Yay! We talked to Christine Champion last night.
Yeah,
She watched us play Minecraft.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, I'm also the same person that sent in that video, the Aquabats concert with your guys.
Awesome! Thank you for doing that. That was cool.
Yeah, you're totally welcome.
I didn't know they did that until you sent that video. Like I was completely in the dark on that, and then that was just like, wow, oh my god.
Yeah, it was really cool. I basically was standing there watching that and going, oh, I bet this is the first time it's been shown because they haven't toured in a while. Yeah. So I thought you guys would really enjoy that. So
thank you very much. That was great.
You were a fantastic person, Christine.
Thank you for calling in last night. That really was cool.
No, thanks. So anyway, I called. I wanted to tell you guys a couple of things. One is I'm a longtime fan. I ordered your video off of Something Awful back in 2005.
Oh, wow. How long did it take you to get your order?
She just got it.
Yeah.
She watched it this morning.
Well, anyway, I think you guys are great. You guys and the Aquabats always cheer me up. So your DVDs are kind of my go-to when I'm having like a tough time, bad day, whatever.
Oh, okay.
So thanks for that. I wanted to say something to Derek. Last week, Derek was talking about getting a college degree, whatever. He was saying something about that and like not having one. And I wanted to say, you know, I watched your guys' DVDs while I was in college. I went to Fullerton like Eric.
Oh, wow.
Go Titans!
Huh?
Go Titans!
Yeah, that's right. So,
Fully tights.
so anyway, I went to Fullerton, and then I got my master's at UCI, and I always watched your guys' stuff when I was taking classes on like really rough subjects because it would cheer me up. So basically, by my estimation, you guys kind of have a bachelor's and a master's degree since you helped me get through mine. So anyway, when I
tried explaining that to my family.
Yeah. When I got my certificate signed by Derek Acosta, I was
my God.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I hang it up next to my diplomas.
Oh, yeah. No, you know what? Throw your diplomas away.
Yeah.
Send them to us.
Hey, what do we have a bachelor's and a master's in now?
I have a bachelor's degree in psych and sociology, and I have a master's degree in criminology.
Oh, dude, we're like detectives.
Oh. Wow.
Pretty much,
You
yeah.
have the criminology one, I'll have the psych, so I could say something to people and then hold up the diploma and go, psych!
Oh, sick.
All right, Garrett,
Yeah.
we've got mysteries
Yeah.
to solve.
So, anyway, so there's that, and then also I wanted to ask Rocco. The guys were talking about how your commentaries for like the Matrix movies are really awesome, and like telling you stuff that you didn't know, and this kind of thing. So. I was kind of wondering.
That sounded like a facetious thing.
No. Because I wouldn't have enjoyed those shitty movies if I didn't have somebody to talk to about it. Honestly, because I wouldn't have known what the fuck. Why is this guy with a goatee kind of look like Agent Smith? End of movie.
Let me tell you something that I'm just obsessed with, and this is weird. Is even if I like or dislike a movie, like I'm not going to sit here and tell you the Matrix sequels are like that. Well, this is how you do a movie. Right? I would never do that, but. I am always fascinated with, I'm really obsessed with presentation, and I always want to know in any given movie, okay, what did the people who made this movie intend when they did this, and what did whatever, and I have to figure that stuff out, and especially with those movies, I remember when they were over, I was like, I really got to know like what their angle was, because
their intentions were unclear.
Yeah. And and I just through watching that, just not even those, but just a bunch of other movies. Throughout time, I always have to I just overthink stuff. Like, were they going for this or were they going? And I think that has led to things like that, where it's like if you watch this movie, here's a movie that no one in their right mind ever dedicated any thought to. I could tell you 10 things about it that are like, are you serious? Like, what, you know? So I don't know. I think it's just weird obsession that.
Like shakes versus plates.
Yeah. Have you seen Christine? Have you seen Shakes versus Plates?
Seen what?
Shakes versus Plates?
Oh, she's probably more of a Septic 5 fan.
What's that?
Yeah, or Septic 5. Have you seen Septic 5?
No, what's that?
Look Septic 5 up on YouTube when we're done with this call. And it's actually pretty good short film.
Sean, Royce, send this to Sean. Sean, I want you to cut this call right here. Put Septic 5 on
Royce,
screen.
send this to Sean. But anyway, anyway, I'm sorry, but did you have a question about that? Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to ask, have you ever thought about releasing like a commentary track for download, kind of like the Riff Tracks guys do?
Cool.
Wow, you know
That
what?
is cool.
I've never thought about that until you just said that. I should absolutely do that.
No, he's gonna do it.
Just tell
Yes,
the facts
I am-
and stuff.
hey.
And like, hey, I had to figure
You know
this
what?
when
But we have unlimited time because we're YouTube partners. We have unlimited
Yeah.
time. I should just
upload it to
upload the
YouTube.
track.
Whoa,
Start here.
I'm gonna start doing commentary to my favorite movies.
Do it.
Hell yeah.
No, why not?
You can come
I mean, I'm not going to upload the
Inspired us.
movie, but you'll just see my face talking. No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna record myself watching
It'll just
a
be
movie.
you watching the movie, and they'll put it on their laptop while they're in the living room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like we're watching the movie together, and
Yeah.
I'm that annoying friend that won't shut the fuck up.
Yes! You gotta fucking do
Yeah,
this.
I really will do it.
That's so good.
That's a
Such
good idea, Christine. I'll do that. I'll do
And
that like this week.
All throughout my commentary, I'll just keep apologizing for talking. Sorry, guys, I know I'm
Can
talking
we
a
all
lot
do
during this
this?
movie.
That was.
I wanna do
I
this
told
too.
you. I
We
told
should
you
all do
before,
it.
but that was me during when Mariel hadn't seen the Godfather movies.
Yeah, yeah.
She watched them all. I talked about the last names and what they did of every person in that movie, and we're only getting to like the baptism scene, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry, I did not shut the fuck up during this movie.
No, but then-
and she told me, she was like, no,
No, I
you
helped.
told me so much about this.
That's the same thing when
I'm trying to make up for it.
When I've shown people the Eva series, like I've sat and rewatched Eva with
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who were new to it,
Yeah.
and I've before every episode been like, hey, do you want me to like explain shit if you ever have questions, or do you want like just if you ever have a question about anything, I won't spoil anything, but I'll fill you in on what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done that like I think maybe twice, and I was always self-conscious. I kept going like, hey, make sure and tell me if I'm annoying. No. Like, what is that? What's that thing that happened? Okay, this. Well, later we'll find out. You know, and I go way deep on the Ava series with that. But the thing with movies,
Are you going to record your face talking about it?
not for
I'm going to
not for
record
all
mine as
26
close to
episodes.
my face as possible.
Oh, cool. It'll be like a figure update.
What the fuck was that for?
You should have your Matrix.
Man,
you should
you
have your
know
Matrix
it.
figures around
know
you.
how
My
while
face,
you're
my
doing it.
face is not the full frame in the figure update.
Eric-
It will be in this.
Eric's the only one that knows how to cut you to the core like that. I don't know why.
Doing it
No,
like
he's the
that.
only one who does it.
Damn.
I know. No, hey,
That's how you record your figure updates.
And I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
is Christina going to Power Morphicon?
Because this guy is.
Yep. I don't know what to say.
I didn't say anything that was a slight to you. I said that you would record it the way you record your figure updates.
What's happening?
Everybody's
Yeah,
a
you did.
loser.
Yeah,
The
you
trollers
did.
become the
Let
trolled.
it.
Couple of dumbass geeks in this room.
I was going to say. Oh, interesting thing. Now that we brought up the Matrix, there was an interview this last week. Damon Lindelof wrote Prometheus. There's an interview with him. The guy, the interviewer. It was actually a really good interview. It was like an hour. It was really, really good. And he brought up. I'm just curious. I want to get everyone's thoughts on this. He asked Damon Lindelof, like, you were kind of ambiguous with things in Lost. What do you think about blah 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 blah? Same old shit. And the interviewer ultimately reveals he didn't understand the ending of Lost. But I mean, he's a good interviewer, and then halfway through goes into all the shit that didn't happen, and it was like, that sucks. You got to watch this again. But he brought up, how do you feel about ambiguity in your work and things like that? And Damon brings up, he goes, okay, so over here you have the architect explaining to you everything that happened in the Matrix, and then over here on the other side you have Lost. I'm always going to be closer to Lost, where I would rather leave that with you because the architect is just not interesting to me.
Not at
And
all.
I don't want to have that relayed to me.
Yeah.
That part of that movie is like.
And in the interview, he explains the architect as the most. What does he say? Shit, the most unnecessary batch of exposition, or something like that. Just a paragraph of shit.
It might as well have been, hey, dummies, if you didn't get it, this is what
Well,
happened.
I don't even necessarily think it's that.
No, because the architect doesn't even explain what happened.
No.
not at all.
But here's the thing. No. He doesn't explain anything you didn't know. He gives you new information.
Yeah.
But it's like 10 minutes of I'm telling you all this information. Now now Damon explains that as the greatest example of that. Do you think that's the greatest example of that? Is there a worse example of that? Do you think that that's
Of just straight exposition.
Do you think
like
that that's not like cool? Like
The ending.
no, what am I trying to say? Like, do you think that a scene like that cannot work no matter what?
What was
Someone telling you that much information just straight up.
Well, you're not
You don't-
supposed to do that. You're supposed to avoid exposition always.
Right.
You don't think that could ever work though? You know what I mean? Like,
Exposition is inherently boring.
Cause see, oh, you got
That's
a
a
pizza.
bad practice.
Someone showed up with a pizza. Did you really go on a separate trip for pizza?
I had to, I realized I had to stop by my house. I'm already out here. But
Oh,
I got
yeah.
a picture for Sean. You know, I said I wanted to send Sean a picture of that thing every day. Got a nice, I'll show you the picture.
Hey, case in point of exposition.
I have never given a shit how I get there. I see a movie and like that scene in particular never bothered me. But I totally understand why you're not supposed to do that, and I get it. But I have never, and people have attacked Hideo Kojima for the same thing, like in the games.
Oh,
there are very long exposition
Yeah.
cutscenes.
I find that stuff kind of
To
fascinating.
me, I just download as much shit to me as possible, and I'll do the fucking research. That's how I feel about it. Like I've never been bothered by that. I mean, if it was boring, it was boring, but I was never bothered by, it's just someone saying it to me.
What did you ask?
Derek's just
I was
fucking
trying to get a
finished.
discussion going about it, but
What did Christina ask?
have I ever thought about doing a commentary?
Look at Derek. He's
Never
so-
mind. Okay. Thank you for calling, Christina.
Yeah.
You are truly a champion.
Oh, thank you, Eric.
Yep. Go Titans. Also go Anteaters. Zot Zot. Do it.
Thank you.
Do it back. Do the Zot.
What is that?
Oh, like this?
Yay!
Is that Superman's villain, General Zod?
Yeah.
No, it's Zod.
Bye.
Bye, Christina.
I got left high and fucking dry on that one. Okay.
What do you mean?
Schmorf. I was trying to. Let's talk to Mack. Wow.
Hey guys,
Mack returns.
Are you in
sorry
Alaska?
if you can hear like an incessant buzzing in the
Oh,
background.
I
because,
recognize you now. No, you were like in another dimension for a second.
Yeah, the guy from
I
like
think
5
it's
weeks
like-
ago or something like that.
Oh,
Still another.
hello?
Give me a second.
Turn up the map.
I was just wondering, because I found that actually that last call to be really interesting, with the whole talking about like exposition and whatnot.
Yes.
I don't know if you're familiar with Xenogears. It's actually by the same guy who did Xenoblade and
I played
Xenosaga.
it.
That game actually, surprising, it had like, because when I started playing Xenoblade, I wanted to like play that and then play like the earlier games, even though I know they're not really correlated, but it's interesting because I was doing research on Xenogears, and I actually found out that before that game was released, there was like a whole book released in Japan just about the whole backstory to that game, because it's like, apparently Xenogears the game is like part 5 in like a whole expansive universe of like the timeline. Like it takes place over like 15,000 years or something like that. And
let me
the
just
character-
say, playing that game was already super long. I had spent like 60 hours on it, and I was like ready for it to wrap up. And then when you beat the game, and those credits roll up, and it says Xenogears Part 13 of a 58-part story, I was like, I'm
Yeah.
going
I mean, that's like Wheel of Time territory there.
dead. Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
like that. Did you play that, Joel?
No, I never got a chance to.
But that's the last like title of the game. Like you beat the game, and it puts that on the screen, and I felt like, okay.
Yeah, but I heard about that, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't play. Because I'm like, all right, I gotta play 56 other games.
It was already incredibly like, all right, wow, I've been playing this for years.
drawn out.
Yeah, I enjoyed it overall, but there were
Do you think that Xenoblade... yeah. Go on.
no, I think that's it.
But then secondly, another thing about how you're talking about giving like commentary for movies. I recently watched Ghost in the Shell with my girlfriend, the original one, from like '96, which I personally think it's a really good movie, and this is like my 5th time seeing it, and so she's not like really big into science fiction. I mean, she is, but she kind of likes a bit more of a plot that's a bit more concrete. It doesn't have like all these concepts and things going all over the place.
Yes.
But I had to like pause continually to like explain everybody has like cyber brains and this person isn't actually real. They're just an AI and whatnot. And she, at the end of it, I was like, I'm probably being so boring to you right now. And she's like, actually, I probably wouldn't have understood that movie if you hadn't told me anything. And I was like, oh wow.
Was she repay the
But yeah.
What did you say?
Wait, what?
I said she repay the favor.
Yeah, I suppose maybe, but
Did she explain like fucking Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants to you or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That.
Like,
no, but she's
why do 4 girls need 1 pair of pants? Get your own fucking pants!
Can somebody sit down with me and watch this movie? Please.
Sorry.
But do you think that, like, I feel like it kind of detracts from something if it has exposition in, like, a film or a TV series? Like, Game of Thrones has, I think, a really good way of doing exposition, in that they kind of like just intertwine it with like what's going on, and that not only do you just like get like a boatload of information, but you'll also get like a character's like backstory and like description, but then like you also learn about things as it's going on. But I feel like sometimes it kind of detracts from things because you learn like a minute little thing like in episode 2, and then it doesn't come back until like the second to last episode of the season or something like that. And I was wondering if you feel like, do you think that hinders a show or a film? And also, do you think that that works in video games, or do you think it doesn't work in video games?
That's 3 separate ideas.
Okay.
Wait, so I don't understand the question.
Well, I think I understand the question, and I feel like it's not exposition unless they're just giving you the facts for no other reason than to just give you the facts. Because you can tell people things and have conversations, and like in Game of Thrones, I feel like people talk about the things that they believe are true, and they talk about things that they want to happen, but there's nothing like, hey, listen for 10 minutes and let me give you the history of like this fucking world, which is what the architect in the Matrix did. He said, let me tell you about 6 different people, 6 different characters you've never heard of, and what they all did. I don't fucking care. We don't need to know that, and that's not interesting. But,
well, it's a critical part of the story.
It's a critical part of the story, but to present it like that is bad exposition, where you can, I feel like, in better stories, like you're describing stuff like they do on HBO shows, where they'll plant a seed, and they come back to it later, and then divulge a little bit of information later.
That's it.
That's not exposition. That's just unraveling the story, and I think that is the way to do it, as opposed to, hey, get a fucking notebook out, because here's a lot of important information.
Look, and let me just clarify. I think the only reason that it never bothered me with the Matrix specifically, because I know a lot of people use that as an example, I think specifically why that didn't bother me was just because he had entered this fucking computer world, and this guy was at its core just reading off a ton of shit, and he had to make a decision. And I thought they played the scene that way, where he's being given 10 pages of shit, and I gotta walk through one. I don't fucking know. And so to me, it was like, okay, that's fine. If any other movie did that, I don't think I would have been as tolerant.
Can I ask you guys a question? I want to give you an example of a type of a scene, and let me know if this is exposition, or if this is, I guess, well done exposition. But like a scene in a movie where 2 characters are walking down the street, and one guy goes, "Yeah, we got to go do this because Jimmy the Shark is gonna kill my mom." Well, why is he gonna do that? And then he goes, "You don't remember?" And then they cut to a flashback, and then it's dialogue voiceover. When my mom was a little girl, and they're showing the, like, would that be giving someone...
No, because they're showing it.
They're showing it. It's okay.
But if that scene,
Yeah, I think flashbacks
you don't
work.
remember, and then they go get a cup of coffee and they're sipping it.
Sitting there.
So you remember my mom was in a house one day.
Because here's an example of it from Pulp Fiction. I was just thinking of it. Now I lost it. Shit. Never mind.
So yes, exposition.
Is it the scene where he's like thinking about
foot massage.
the watch that was given to him?
No. When Samuel L. Jackson in the hallway while they're waiting to go into the apartment, Samuel Jackson and John Travolta are talking about, they're having the foot massage conversation. And he asks him about some guy that got thrown out a window.
I don't think that's exposition.
But he just tells the story.
Only because that is not.
Yeah, I don't feel that's exposition. That's more just like adding to the scene, adding to the character of Marcellus Wallace almost.
There's a difference between telling a story and.
But if in that scene they're walking down and Samuel L. Jackson's like, yeah, our boss Marcellus, he just paid a fighter to throw the fight later on tonight.
Oh, okay.
I think I might go check that fight out. And then later on, that's Bruce Willis. It's like, that would be exposition. I could just watch Bruce Willis do his thing. I don't need to fucking hear about that beforehand.
It's more of like foreshadowing, though.
It's just giving people vital information in a boring way.
Mm-hmm. Which is the architect.
Which is the simplest way you could give people the information.
Just tell
I'm
them
just going to sit here and tell you what happened.
But again,
movies are a visual media. Show me, don't tell me.
But again, I gave the architect a pass because he's talking to fucking software. That's all I do. Like, okay.
Yeah.
What about something like Evangelion, though?
The architect scene never bothered me in The Matrix. And maybe just I wasn't thinking about it, but at that point, I was just like, I don't know, what's at the top of this tower? Who is this guy?
He makes it there and he's talking to software. That's why, like I said, in any other, if I was watching some other regular movie and a guy launched that much shit out at once, it seemed weird. But I just at that point was like, he's in a room full of TVs watching his whole life in this software.
Honestly, I don't ever remember exposition from movies because it's like that's the shit you don't remember. But I do, I vaguely feel like Spider-Man 3 had a really like stupid scene explaining what was happening to the Sandman or some shit.
What is that?
I don't really remember, but hey,
it's been a while.
You want a good example of that shit? Go watch Spider-Man 3.
If you want a good example of superhero movies but a bad example of exposition, see Spider-Man 3. It's terrific and not good.
But what do you think about like a series like Evangelion that almost has like no exposition and they kind of just like
now Evangelion
because that series
is
offers
sold door to door, but Evangelion.
No, I'm kidding. No exposition is perfect.
Yeah.
Really? You
I
think
would
that?
rather, but I agree in that interview again. Even though I've said what I said, I agree with Damon Lindelof in that interview. I'm much more enticed by something that is mysterious.
Well, that's why I enjoy movies from the 70s.
Yeah.
Watch Taxi Driver. Watch Vanishing Point.
And this is
Who
why.
the fuck are these?
Yeah.
people?
This is why it's valuable in a movie is because when the movie's done, you can watch it again and enjoy it in a completely different way. And when there's people just telling you everything that happened definitively, it's like, oh, okay, I got it. I'll never have to watch that again.
And you move on.
You know the criticism that people always have about how movies now don't challenge viewers because everything's handed to them.
Yeah.
That's what they mean. That everything's given to you on your first watching, and you just go, well, it's over now. That's it.
Here's a perfect example of a movie with no exposition. Once Upon a Time in the West. You have no idea what is going on in that movie for 3 hours, and in the last minute, something clicks inside your head. And when I was watching it, I almost got this rush of just like, holy shit. Like, I flashed through the entire movie in those last 30 seconds, and suddenly everything made sense. And I was like, wow, that was incredible. I want to rewatch this right now. And that's cool.
I kind of
have. Oh, sorry.
Brought up Evangelion, but to me that's a great example of that other side. That people, it's a fucking cartoon, and here we are all these years later, and people are still like enticed by it. You know what I mean? Like, there are still people talking about like how crazy the ending of it was. Well, if the ending of it was definitive, nobody'd be saying that. It's the fact that it ended on such a provocative and a note that, wow, everything, is maybe not what I thought, but what is it? And it ends before you could even figure that out, it is why people keep going back to it.
Have you ever seen Once Upon a Time in the West?
I haven't. We talked about it.
Dude, you would love it.
I know. You told me that. I gotta watch it. I just.
Uh,
I like movies. I like movies that are kind of like. There's a world that is existing, and they have sliced out. They've carved out this situation, this area, this little drama piece, and that is what you're viewing. So you know stuff happened before and after, but what you're viewing is kind of all-encompassing, and what you get, hopefully you can kind of figure it out because that's all you're given. That's what I enjoy in film. But again, not every movie has to be super challenging. Some movies can just be fun, but those aren't the movies that you and your friends are going to sit around and talk about. Exactly. Those aren't the ones you're going to sit around and talk about in 5 years. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I can think of another example of like something like this. Did you guys happen to see the Toonami last night?
Oh no.
Yeah, what's your example?
That was.
Toonami?
Hey, you're a great caller. I think you're
It
legitimately.
wasn't as fun as April 1st.
I think you're legitimately a great caller, but that wasn't your best segue.
I agree. I'm 100% wrong.
Toonami was premiered last night, right?
It came back.
I watched a little bit of it, but like odd choice in the Bebop episode they aired. Why wouldn't you start at number 1?
It didn't?
It was like one of
I think they just continued going from where they were last week, actually.
Last week, like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
If this was a premiere, how was it on last week?
Did they air? Was it
No,
still
they have
airing
like
on
an
Adult
anime
Swim?
block on like Saturday.
Adult Swim was still showing and stuff.
Okay. But yeah, the Bebop episode that was on was like Faye's backstory when she was young again, back in time.
Is that what you were going to bring up?
Something like that. Was it the
No, I was gonna bring up.
Grifter guy.
There's this new anime they started showing called Casshern's Sins, and I started watching it because I'd never seen it. But it starts off, and I thought like, oh wait, is this like halfway through the show? Because it starts off, and it's just like he's like, it almost seems like he's like in the middle of a battle that he's been fighting, and he keeps having these flashbacks for like what supposedly might have been like the last episode. But then I looked online, and that was like the first episode. And I'm like, this was a weird way to start it, like because he's just like this guy fighting robots, and he doesn't know whether he's a robot or a human, and the other robots think that if they eat him, they'll gain eternal life. And it's like, okay, interesting, but it's kind of a weird way to start, like, because I think there's a way that like you can set up a scene.
Don't know if they're robots.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, like I think
They're
Casshern
like
though has been
cyber
around
brains.
like since the 70s. So yeah, it's like
I think this is
like
a
an
new one.
ongoing thing. So
So this is about a guy who has a cyber brain?
yes.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, it's fine.
Well, no,
No.
maybe they're just gonna Tarantino it, and it's not in order, and they'll go back.
Yeah.
You know, there's a
I always kind of like the whole non-sequential order of
There's
things.
a lot of rumors. Ava 3.0 is gonna be up.
Really?
A lot of little like pre-art and things that people are seeing are like raised like normal in it, and they're saying
It's gonna jump around?
Kind of seeming like, but they did that in series. You
Yeah.
know? I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
about that. Like in the
Yeah.
beginning when the fight happens, I forgot that they cock teased the end of that fight like
Yeah.
50 times. It's like, wait, the next episode, how did that fight resolve?
Yeah, and then you actually see it
Yeah,
in
and
the
they go
second
back.
episode.
Yeah, I forgot about that. What order am I supposed to watch it in?
Start at episode 5.
Someone,
Start with the movie.
someone, start with End of Evangelion and work backwards.
Fucking, I know people that did that.
Wow.
Somebody
I want to
asked.
watch the movies first, then I'll watch the
Somebody
show.
asked
Oh,
on
you're
our
a fucking
forums,
idiot.
what time am I supposed to tune in to the live podcast? And I want to say, when we say the time, you tune in then. Like what was the debate?
It's 7 o'clock
Are
every
we
Sunday.
like Ava shit here? or
He
what?
doesn't want to watch the podcast. He can get that on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Only wants to watch the live cast. When should he tune
When
in?
should he tune in? Alright.
So anyway, I don't know. Interesting call. Not good, but interesting.
Hey,
No, I'm
guys.
just kidding. I'm just
No,
kidding.
it's
What?
great.
Thank you.
Thanks,
that was
dude.
No,
actually, that was
thank
a
you.
very good
That was a
call.
really good call. Thank you, sir.
They had a lot of
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Really did.
Okay, well, thank you.
All right, take it easy, man.
Later, bro.
Good luck with that cyber.
You too.
Good luck, Cyberbrain.
Are you
Cyber brains.
Do you know?
Get back to us.
I'm sorry?
Oh, he doesn't even know.
Let him take a void comp test. We'll figure it out.
Well, how does he know that he knows?
A turtle is lying on his
Oh,
back.
Joel,
man.
Joel, stop! You're gonna fuck up my cyber
Joel,
brain.
stop. You're like leaving fucking origami all over the place.
I
Get
wonder
out
if
of
that guy's favorite
All right.
episode of Batman the Animated Series was where
Really like Blade Runner.
Batman is a robot and doesn't realize it.
Oh yeah, classic episode.
Soul of Silicon. That's my favorite
I think
episode.
That's a great
the title
episode.
of the episode was Cyberbrain.
Yeah, I think it was called Bruce's Cyber Brains. Cyber Brains for Wayne.